The dangers of sugar-free gum.
Excuse me, do you mind me asking, was that sugar-free chewing gum you just bought?
Yes, what's it to you?
My name is Dr. Roberts. If you have 5 minutes, I'll tell you why you shouldn't buy it. It might just save your life.
Really? Okay, I guess I do have a spare couple of minutes if it's really that dangerous.
My dear, sugar-free chewing gum contains an artificial sweetener called aspartame. Without spending too long going into the history of this artificial sweetener, I must tell you that I wrote a book called Aspartame Disease, because it was obvious that so many patients were becoming ill from consuming it in foods, medicines, and drink.
Really? I just presumed it would be safe to eat. I mean, surely the government wouldn't have allowed it otherwise.
Well, that's another story, but let me tell you the basics. Aspartame breaks down into methanol, which basically is wood alcohol and highly toxic. This then breaks down into formaldehyde, then into formic acid.
Formaldehyde? Don't they use that for embalming dead bodies?
Exactly. And formaldehyde consumed by a living person cannot be filtered out by the normal waste removal method, through the kidneys and liver.
So, you're saying it remains in the body?
Absolutely. And wood alcohol causes eye problems and blindness. Dr. Walton, a psychiatrist, did an in-house aspartame test with patients and medical staff, and as a result, one of his staff actually lost the vision in one eye.
Oh my word. That's terrible.
And then it breaks down into formic acid. You will find this in the venom of fire ants and bee stings. It's also used in various cleaning products like toilet cleaner.
This is scary.
Sorry, I don't mean to scare you, but there's more. The aspartic acid component, when taken in excessive amounts, like an aspartame, damages the brain, causing neurological damage.
And I'm eating this stuff.
It gets worse. When you chew gum that is laden with aspartame, the chemical goes straight to the brain, through the saliva, bypassing the waste process and digestive system. It's like laying a landmine in your mouth.
All my daughters chew the same gum as me. Suzanne has a weight problem. I wonder.
Yes, it can make you crave food. This is because it can cause a hypoglycemic effect in the body due to disrupting the insulin response. This can lead to weight gain. I'll briefly tell you a story about a woman who was previously in good health. She was watching a movie with a friend and suffered a grand mal seizure immediately after applying a Listerine strip. Her friend gave her the strip, and that was the last thing she remembered. Apparently, she stiffened up. Her eyes rolled back in her head, and she bit her tongue and drooled. She regained awareness half an hour later, as she was being unloaded from the ambulance. A CAT scan, an MRI, blood work, and all other tests were inconclusive. This is just one story. I wrote a book called Aspartame Disease, an Ignored Epidemic, a 1,038-page medical text. My own database consists of over 1,200 persons with severe reactions to these products.
This is so awful. Dr. Roberts, I don't know how to thank you for telling me about this. I shall make sure no one in our house touches it again.
You'll need to check other products that might contain it. Soft drinks, anything with a diet label, and vitamins and medicine and food. Look on the label, it might just say, contains a source of phenylalanine, or E951, or aspartame.
Let me check on the chewing gum label right now while you're here. So, it says sweeteners, xylitol, sorbitol, mannitol, aspartame, acesulfame K, sucralose.
Sucralose, or Splenda, another common artificial sweetener used in chewing gum, was approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, based on only 2 human studies, the longest of which lasted only 4 days. Even though animal studies found the sweetener was associated with decreased red blood cells, a sign of anemia, male infertility, enlarged kidneys, spontaneous abortions, and an increased death rate. Acesulfame K has also had problems associated with it. The methanol aspect of aspartame is also highly addictive. Don't be surprised if you find people refuse to listen when you tell them.
Listen, I have to go, but thank you so much for taking time to tell me. I will tell others and check my cupboards.
Meet Betty Martini, founder of Mission Possible World Health International. She's been tirelessly campaigning against aspartame for over 2 decades.
Please note, we have notified Wrigley for years about the information Dr. Roberts has reported. Rather than remove aspartame from their gum, they have now put this toxin in almost all their gums. They also mixed aspartame with other unsafe sweeteners like acesulfame potassium, which caused cancer and leukemia in original studies, and sucralose, or Splenda, which has a chlorinated base like DDT and can cause autoimmune disease. We have also notified Pfizer, the maker of the Listerine strips, since they came out that consumers were reporting seizures, including kids, along with other adverse reactions on the FDA list of 92 symptoms. They won't even answer my emails anymore. Here is the Aspartame Resource Guide, which also includes other texts and movies from physicians and researchers, Dr. Russell Blaylock and Dr. Woodrown Monte. Link to the document in the video description.
Here's my blog devoted to alerting people to the dangers of aspartame and MSG. There are comics, medical reports, and over 900 aspartame injuries and much more. artificialsweetenerawareness.blogspot.com. According to the newspaper report in the Guardian newspaper, chewing gum may have played a role in a 19-year-old UK woman's death. See link in description. Dr. H.J. Roberts, MD, FACP, FCCP, was a board-certified internist in West Palm Beach and an internationally respected medical consultant and researcher. He was on the staff of Good Samaritan Hospital and St. Mary's Hospital. Director of the Palm Beach Institute for Medical Research since 1964, and a member of prestigious medical and scientific organizations, including the Endocrine Society and the American Academy of Neurology. His publications include 10 acclaimed texts and more than 220 original articles and letters. Many deal with researches in challenging neurological disorders. Dr. Roberts died in February 2013.